Hey everyone, it's Rockman. Are you there, not Rockman?
Hi. I'm not Rockman.
So how are you, son?
Alive?
Barely? No, you don't have to go to work tomorrow, is that correct?
Kind of. I am working from home.
But you don't have to go to work.
No. I will only be physically at work 1 day a week. I'm fully fine with telecommuting.
I thought you were going to say telekinesis.
Yes, I'm fully fine with telekinesis. And so I will be doing that a majority of the time. So I should only be going to work for however long this lasts, only on Mondays. And part of the reason I feel like dead exhausted is because it's like I have so much work to do in figuring out what I need to do when I'm home. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff for telecommuting that I really just haven't read up on. That I'll need to do and know how to do and stuff. But it's like I've been focusing so much on like what are our plans? Like we can only have 10 people per level. So I am planning and fully like this is what we need to do if we are at capacity. I am hoping and praying that we don't get to capacity, but it's like these are the steps that we'll have to take. And it's like that constant thinking of like all of the things that could happen and what are we going to do if it does, and my brain is just dead because that has been my entire day, is just like constantly thinking up like what is our new procedure going to be next week, because it's like I'm preparing for a fight in the sense that people are going to come to the library like expecting that they can use the library normally, and it's like, no. If you're here, you are working on academics. If you're not working on academics, get out. Like, don't be here. Go home. It's like, I want people to know that the library is not this safe haven or someplace that they can go to like get out of the house or something. It's like, no, that is not what this is. Like, I would rather be home and fully like quarantined and everything else. So it's like that, like I want people to fully understand that. And that is what is driving my policy decision, and everyone's happy that I'm the one writing them, and figuring the stuff out. So and everyone seems to be happy with my decisions and recommendations. Like, I'm writing the stuff out, and then I send it to people going like, tell me your feedback, and everyone's like, I really like this, add in this or change that, small things. So I'm happy that it seems like my coworkers and I are in agreement on how we want a majority of the stuff run. And so now I'm just kind of like, now to make it actually happen in a controlled way. Do you feel stressed out me just talking about this stuff?
No.
But yeah, it's like we've already had a couple people, and we're allowing it now for spring break, but I'm sure there's people thinking that they can just be at the library all day, and it's like, no, you cannot. I think we're going to start off with like, you are guaranteed like 2 hours, like, unless you're like not doing your work. Because it's like, if you're spending, because we can watch what you're doing. It's like, they're public computers. We can watch you. We can see what you're doing on your computer.
Porn.
Yeah. And it's got like, what, I had one teacher call in and was asking, like, is the library going to be a blah, blah, blah? And I was like, yes, it is, but here are the things we'll be doing. And even she was kind of like, I did not think about all this. And it's like, yeah, we're like, we welcome students to come here and everything, but they need to come here and work. And then they need to leave. Like, she was like, what if like 4 students come as a group? And I'm like, then they're not sitting together. If they want to sit together and do a group project, they're not doing it in the library, because we are fully enforcing social distancing. It's like, it's kind of like social distancing. Then there's like, if all you need is Wi-Fi, you can get Wi-Fi in the lobby. You don't actually have to be in the library. Like, if you need a big table, you don't have to be in the library. Hold on, Mom's calling me. Yes? Then why don't you start asking me for treatment? Soon. Mom's like, Dad's hungry for dinner, and it's like, why didn't he ask for dinner earlier before treatment? Because I was trying to get him on treatment. And I'm like, I didn't even know they didn't have food. They don't tell me this shit.
You just need to assume that they have never eaten in their lives, like your dogs.
Zeus is looking mightily offended at you. Oh, Bud is in my direction, so I don't know what he's doing.
It's clearly gonna fart.
Probably. I'm at least going to wait on you having some company before I disappear to make them food, and myself food, because I really haven't had dinner, but I only need something small. What I did was, because at BJ's I bought some of that like pre-cooked chicken. I've been boiling pasta and then bringing like Alfredo mix-ins and making Alfredo at work and having that for lunch. But yeah, when putting into perspective for people, it's like, look, we can only have about like 20 people in the library at once. That it's like, I need to make up a potential script and I don't want to write it out as in like say this verbatim, but I'm like bullet points. Like these are things everyone needs to know when they come into the library, so that they know like how long they can stay, what they can do, why we're doing all this. And obviously, people are still like, it's hard to not do things you just like. It's very understandably hard to change your habits. We're kind of like, we need to see your ID, so they start to hand it over, and we're like, we're not touching it. Just hold it up and let us look at it, and let us look to see that you are a blah 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 student and everything. Shoot. Sorry, I've missed your like. I just realized I was like heart pieces. We were just getting heart pieces, so I went over to the checklist and you already checked them off. That's why my mind. That's why my mind is dead. Is because I've been thinking too much and I'm trying to relax.
That's why I did the checklist myself and didn't bother asking you.
What?
I just fucking played the Song of Time. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to play the inverted Song of Time.
Did you just lose like 100 monies?
Yes, I did. Luckily, I didn't lose any progress. I was going to do Coffee and Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
There's worse things to do. Hi, Jolly. How are you?
I blame Jolly. He distracted me.
He only has 3 days to do all the things in this stuff. Into things.
How's it going, Jolly?
What's going on? What are you doing now? What are your plans? What is your route at the moment?
My plan is to do Coffee and Andrew. The only other thing that I want to do this cycle now is I'm getting money so that I can do the Swordsman School. That was going to be my plan before I accidentally saved was, Coffee and Andrew Swordsman Schools.
Alright, well, let's see. I'm going to see if I can get food done for my parents and back by the end of this cycle. Oh, that sucks, Jolly. Hey, Ratmus, I'm about to go, but I'll be back.
You don't want to know, Ratmus.
My brain is fried.
Jolly, that's why you just got to use strats that I just used. Just accidentally save when you didn't even mean to. Then your game will be fine if the power goes out. See, like Ratmus, I was about to start the Coffee and Andrew quest, and I was going to play the inverted Song of Time, and somehow my brain played the Song of Time and hit save before I could even think. Your puns are hilarious. I had one time, a long time ago, where I did Great Bay Temple and a bunch of other stuff, and the game froze before I could save. That was awful. Right, okay, Swordsman Schools is what I'm going to do right now. If I could. Everyone's brain is fried. Very stressful, times, right? I hate doing this. I always think I'm gonna fuck it up. The worst temple in this game, or the worst temple of like any Zelda game? Because I would agree that it's my least favorite of this game. That's for sure. I mean, I don't really like Snowhead either, to be honest. Oh, damn it. See, I fucked up. I've never really stopped and think about what is the worst Zelda dungeon ever. Yeah, I fucked up. Worst Zelda dungeon ever. Like, I don't. We could go through each game and say which dungeons I like the least. It also would be kind of hard to compare 3D to 2D. I mean, even if I'm playing Great Bay Temple, at least I'm still playing Majora's Mask. I mean, I don't like Skyward Sword, so you would think a dungeon from Skyward Sword would be my most hated. I don't know. I mean, there's more. I don't know. It's easy for me to say like, well, I don't care for this dungeon, but I don't necessarily like hate it, despise it, whatever. Hello, Jaso Christo. Is that your name? I actually like Snow Peak Ruins a lot, actually. All right, so that was the Swordman School, however you want to say it. So now I don't really want to do anything except for coffee and Anju. So we're going to be playing a little bit of a waiting game here. Going to be a little waiting here. Yeah, it's like Lake Bed Temple in Twilight Princess. Do I like doing that? No, not really. I mean, do I like doing the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time? No, not really. Yeah, water levels in Mario. I love the music of the original underwater theme of Mario. I love that music. Underwater levels, not really fun. That's why, like, in Mario Maker, I don't think I ever made a water level. Rapnus made some levels with some underwater sections. I think the only time I made an underwater level in Mario Maker was this, like, it was just a section where it was a bunch of costumes and you'd, like, choose your costume and then you left the water area. I don't know why I did that, I guess for fun or something. My favorite dungeon in this game is Stone Tower Temple. And again, because it's kind of like, do I really like Snowhead? Not really. Don't really like Great Bay. Like you said, a water level is always complicated and annoying. Woodfall is a good temple, but it's really short. And this game is obviously not big on dungeons. This game is more about the side quests, and I do like side quests, so... Well, in Twilight Princess, I really like Snow Peak Ruins, and I also really like the Temple of Time. Um, I know Doom really likes Arbiter's Grounds. I'm kind of like, eh. What's Arbiter's Grounds? What is this? Yeah. Here's my coffee and Anju. Yes, I definitely had a reservation. I guess my favorite dungeon in Ocarina of Time would be the Spirit Temple. Well, if going back to Link to the Past, I don't like Turtle Rock, Ice Palace, and Misery Mire, and that's especially from playing a lot of randomizer. Those like, if I can skip those dungeons in randomizer, that's great. Let's see, Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker. Wind Waker is another one that doesn't have a lot of dungeons, so. What are the dungeons in Wind Waker? The first, well, besides Forsaken Fortress, the first one is. What's the name of that? What's the name of it? Alright, 10, 9, 11:30. The one that's in the volcano, that one I'm kind of like, I don't like or dislike this. Next one, the forest one, the Forsaken Woods, that's probably my most hated dungeon in Wind Waker. Tower of the Gods is okay. I really like the whichever temple it is that has medley. The one with Makar, not so much. Alright, let's play the correct song, please. I need to meet What's-Her-Face at 11:30. Skyward Sword, if I had to pick a favorite dungeon, I'll deposit some rupees. Favorite dungeon in Skyward Sword would be the pirate ship one. I don't know what my least favorite would be. Maybe the Ancient Sister. I tried to play Breath of the Wild, but I just couldn't deal with it. Like, Ratmus is my brother, and about 2 months ago, we started playing Breath of the Wild, and we both started playing it together, and I was like, I don't like these controls. Here, you play this game, and I'll just watch. And so he just today beat Calamity Ganon, just this afternoon, so that was the first time I saw the game beaten. So I've never done any of the dungeons, but I saw him do the dungeons, and I saw my girlfriend do the dungeons, and I don't know, I kind of like the concept of the dungeons, the Divine Beasts, but I don't know anything about picking a favorite of those. Oh, I should have got 20 more rupees so that I could deposit 200. I'll go get 20 more rupees. The water one? Which one was the water one? I don't know, they kind of all blended together for me. Yeah, those names are so weird. I don't know how you could remember those. I mean, I remember them more by what animal they were, probably than anything else. Like, I thought the lizard one looked cool because it was a lizard. I guess the elephant one was. I think the elephant one was the first one we did, and it was. I don't know. I don't know if I was really. I don't think I was really paying much attention during the camel one. And there was what, the bird one? Okay, so I'm gonna get 100 out of my knife chamber room, and then I'll get 100 more on the final night. I suppose if I wanted to, I could kill a couple dodongos. Wait. What do you want me to call you, Jaso or Christo? Anyways, welcome. Thanks for the follow. Hope you enjoy yourself. My usual days to stream will be Tuesday and Thursday nights. I'll be doing this game until it's done. Sometimes on a special occasion, I might stream on a Friday. And next Thursday, since Ratmus finished Breath of the Wild, we'll be starting Super Mario Odyssey. Ratmus, stop bragging about how you can go to the last Bennigans in the world, okay? And you didn't put another RC in the fridge. Okay, I was wondering if it was a reference to Jesus Christ. Which, what did we say about, well, we said that he was Jason Todd. Or whatever. Ka-ching. Okay, next. Day 2, 6 p.m. Talk to Coffee.
So what did I miss?
Mailing letters.
Oh, goody. Where are you going now?
Talking to coffee.
Why?
Because I am coffee.
You drink coffee?
I am coffee.
Coffee.
Oh my, I pity you.
You pity the fool? That's what you're gonna do.
I don't understand grown-up manners.
Do we ever know why when she gets the pendant she's like,
Because that means he's alive. And still interested.
what little 11-year-old wouldn't be interested in that?
Relay song.
What? You knew this part of me before you dated me.
Did I?
Yeah. It just makes me think Brock Scorpion has like, yep. We are fully closed to the public. Only current students, faculty, and staff. And honestly, the only reason we're open is because since the school isn't closed, they have to give students who don't have access to computers or internet or something like a way to do their classes. If they actually ended classes, we could close.
Pizza pie. GameStop is trending on Twitter because the management has refused to close the stores and are keeping them open.
So is Switzerland quarantined or quarantined in itself? Oh, go back up. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. No, now that I've eaten, I'm wanna go out because I'm a follower, and that's what I do. Damn it, dog.
I'm just reading all these letters and things on Twitter about GameStop. The GameStop management basically sent a letter to all the stores and saying if the police come and try to shut you down, give them this letter that says you're essential retail and you are not shutting down and you're supposed to defy the police. What did it say about their hours? Maybe DK will get to come home at 8 p.m. every night. Okay, so I already gave this to Mama to get the bottle, so now I need to give this to the postman to get the postman's hat. back by Christ O. Nice to see you. Have a good night. That's okay. He wants to flee. That's how I feel whenever I see him.
Okay, I'm fully back now. There's a dog. Yes, there's a dog. Which one? What? Which one was barking?
If you have to ask, it's always Apollo.
They do have distinctly different barks. Zeus's is a bit deeper. It's like the expression behind the bark tells me who it is.
Can you check off the postman's hat since I'm on the heart piece tab?
It's like Apollo barks the most at, like, I heard a random noise. But Zeus barks more at if he sees a cat, or like when I'm taking them on a walk and we see someone in the distance, he's the one who's whining and going, person, I want to be near that person. I can't control myself. That's Zeus.
And barks and barks and barks and barks. We'll turn around there for a second.
I have new backyard neighbors, and they have 2 dogs. They seem like puppies because they're sticking very close to their person, and they're very young looking. My boys just bark and bark at them because they're desperately trying to say hello, and the puppies are like, what in the world is wrong with those 2? It's quite amusing.
And then instead of playing the Song of Time, I played the Song of Double Time, so my brain clearly doesn't work. I clearly should not even be playing this game.
Oh, mine get upset. And I tell them to deal with it. And my arm hurts because they. But I can pull 50 pounds back if I need to, because that's how much they weigh together. Remus, have you ever tried to give a dog leash to Rockman? Because it is hilarious. He just kind of looks at it like, what the fuck is this? And then my dogs just kind of look at him like, what? Because it's usually like, I want to take a picture, so I want them to like walk away from me, and my boys are just kind of like, but she's not walking with us. But why isn't she walking with us? Why are we being taken away? Were you here when Rockman asked if my dogs actually knew who he was? And I was like, absolutely, unequivocally, yes. They know who he is. Why is that song? That is because they do not bark at him in the morning. They do not bark at him when he wakes up and starts moving around. They don't bark at him when he gets up to use the bathroom. He is a pack member. Like any other male in my house, other than pack members. So, Rockman, my brother, my father. If they stand up, the dogs don't care. If we have someone else visiting, the dogs freak the frack out whenever a guy stands up. Or sometimes a woman. Sometimes it's anyone. Like, they moved! They moved! The intruders moved! Yay! You did so well, Rockman.
It's probably my least favorite part about this game.
Get good, scrub.
I might like this even less than arrow shooting games.
I wonder if I could do that.
It's all over.
Wait, what are names of known Deku scrubs?
Scrubbo, Scribby, James.
Were those made up? No, wait, we have Echidna. Echidna, whatever. That guy has a name.
Again, I have no idea. My strategy guide calls him that. I have no idea where that name came from or if that means anything or is canon at all.
So, my brother was talking on the phone to my parents today and was kind of like, so if you die of this virus, I will totally give Song, like, she can just have the house and all the junk in it. I just don't want to deal with it at all. And so they tell me this, and I'm just kind of looking at it, and I'm like, so, do y'all want to cancel your bank accounts and, like, just put all your cash in this house? And since he's not here, we can, like, do all sorts of paperwork, like change over the car title and your stock option. My parents were laughing, and I was like,
Holy crap. Hey,
Woo!
Sunrose. Yes, it does.
That's because this is Majora's Mask, and that's what happens in Majora's Mask.
Do you work at GameStop? Because if you do, you have to work. We saw that you were playing Ring Fit earlier. That's what it said. A newspaper place. Interesting. Yeah, we were playing some Breath of the Wild earlier. You may have seen that.
It's like, I know you obviously have to work with coworkers, but do you particularly have to work with the public? Because that's what's sucking about my job right now. But starting next week, I only have to physically be at my place of work once a week.
Song, when you, like, well, I guess you can't. I was going to say, like, you should have an air horn, but you can't be blasting an air horn in a library. What if you...
No, I cannot be blasting an air horn in a library.
Like, if somebody got too close to you, what if you, like, blasted them with, like, a spray bottle of water in the face?
We kind of just, like, do one of those, like, hands up and, like, step away from the desk. Because luckily there's this big-ass desk between me and other people, and we just tell them, it's like, take another step back, please. And, like, put your ID down, and I will look at it and not even, like, touch it.
Just be like this, except instead of don't be hating, say, like, don't come 6 feet near me.
Well, my coworker was like, I feel so bad about, like, jarringly telling people not to get near me. And I'm like, most people are fine with it. They forget to be, like, not close to people. But once you remind them, Like, you can see their brain just kick in, like, oh, right, we're not supposed to be near people.
Kids on spring break don't care. They're still getting drunk at the beach, though.
That's what's worrying me the most. Because it's like, I don't know where my coworkers, like, the full-time coworkers are working this week, but the part-timers come back next week. For the most part, I know many of them were being very smart and conservative with their contact with the outside world. However, it's like I don't fully know.
Why, that's over with.
Oh, are we finally? Yay, we can finally do plot. Wow, even on my excuse me.
Who likes plot?
Well, is the ring necessary for the game?
The One Ring?
Yes.
Workout indoors. Never.
I have not figured out why people are so upset about, like, quarantining themselves. It's like no one's ever gone through a power outage. It's like, this is just like having, like, a massive power outage, except you have power, which means you have internet and television.
The longest power outage I went through was 3 days, and that was horrific.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're fun, but I'm saying that, like, you figure out what to do.
Play waterproof Uno.
Okay, you do need. Okay. Yeah, who's the one who washed every single one of your darn cards for that game?
The insane person.
You're dating that person who does not appreciate being told that and will stop doing nice things for her boyfriend.
I'm just saying you insisted because you thought it was going to ruin the cards.
It is going to ruin them.
But how could it ruin them? How could water ruin them if they're waterproof?
It wasn't the water. It was the fact that you use them in a swimming pool, which has various chemicals in it.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
It's like, it was the chemicals, not the water.
Well,
that, or I could mention that the Grand Canyon was made by water and how destructive of a force water is.
Water may be able to carve out the Grand Canyon. I mean...
Yes, that's my point.
How long did that take, though? Longer than my Uno cards are going to be in existence.
Yeah, but your Uno cards are significantly smaller. Like, if you ran water over them, they would break within a while. They would erode or something.
Look, I trust in the company Hasbro or whoever the hell made those cards that they did product testing And they did that. They held those under the water to see how long it would take before they fail. And
No, no, no. I mean a running faucet water, like an
yeah,
actual.
yeah, like they totally did that. And the time that it took to fail was very long.
Uh huh.
I'm gonna go on Amazon and ask that in the comments or the review section now. Just kidding. I'm obviously not gonna do that.
I think you're. It's like, Sonny. The best thing you can do
Spray them
is
with
like
what?
continuously like when you're cooking, wash your hands. Cooking itself, producing heat and stuff, should eliminate all sorts of things. Um, it's kind of like we. It is true that we do not know how long a virus can last on a surface, or on certain surfaces. Most of the surfaces I think they've been testing is like ceramic, metal, and plastic. So for right now, like I don't know if the virus would survive even on a non or like on an organic matter if it's not alive, particularly. Like I don't think you have anything to worry about, Sunny. I don't think anyone's. Pretty much most of the cases have been people who could relate it back to someone talking in their face or sneezing in their face, or somehow someone's respiratory air got in their area. Your food and stuff should be absolutely fine.
I would hope that virus or not, nobody sneezed in food that you bought, because that would be a problem regardless.
Yeah, but it's like wash your fruits, wash your vegetables still.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's washing fruit and vegetables is a good idea. Yeah.
Well, the problem isn't necessarily getting the virus and dying. The problem it's it's how fast it spreads, and the fact that it's not the fact that like, oh no, I've caught the virus, I'm going to die. It's not. It's the fact that while I caught the virus and the virus may kill me, I've also infected 5 other people. That's actually the problem. It's one of those like, yes, it's personally scary, but it's more personally scary the fact that, ooh, congrats.
Yeah, but congrats on working out and trying to make yourself healthy. Something that I'm too lazy to do.
But yeah, it's the scary part about this is actually how fast you can infect other people and not even know it, and that it's so contagious. And we have no immunity against it because it's brand new. I am glad you've been having fun though, Sunny, with all this stuff, and that you're streaming it and enjoying streaming it. I usually am like working or doing other things when you're streaming because I typically work evenings, although now my hours are vastly different.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be home more often.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, I still have to work 8 hours a
Right.
work day.
So yeah, you can't be.
So I'm not going to be
day.
dilly-dallying while I'm home. I actually, like, I have to keep a log and like submit a log every day of what I've done. Now, what I've done will include things like I organized my entire email.
I didn't see
I
it.
watched tutorial videos on how to use this software. I did professional development and reading and watching more tutorial videos on this concept. That's literally what I'll be doing. I haven't seen too much of the actual gameplay, just the ring. I think my sister-in-law got Ring Fit for Christmas or something recently. Okay, I do think she got it, but I know my brother and sister-in-law are, I say quarantining themselves. They have a case in their area that, okay, they're in a college town, and there was someone at the college who tested positive, so they have quarantined themselves. There, that is the way to say it. So, but my brother like pretty much telecommutes anyway, so he's just doing his normal job.
Again, I thought you were going to say telekinesis. I just have that on the brain, apparently.
Wow. No. But yeah, it's like there's not too much I can. It's kind of like I do like all sorts of what's it called?
Yes.
Uh, Weeding and stuff at the library. Except I have nowhere to put the books that I weed. It's kind of like I would take over this one office. I guess I could take over that office now because she won't be there. Because she's certainly in the age group of not supposed to be here at work.
Yeah, right.
And I think one of my coworkers probably we might permanently have to say goodbye to because she's in her 80s or something, and we're just like you really cannot be in the public. So that sucks. And that, yeah, but lots of my coworkers are either in the like over 60 or going to be soon, or are parents of young children. Yeah. I'm in the same situation, Sunny. Well, not a cancer, yeah. It's like I'm not worried about my coworkers because I know their intelligence for the most part of the socially conscious individuals. But I don't know about the reader. Are you gonna drink it in front of her? What if you spilled it on the ground? It's like dumped red goop all over her face. Like a golden shower, but red potion.
No one would ever do that. Although the first time we played Wind Waker, the strategy guide said that you could give your grandma a red potion and all Link did was drink it in front of her. The guide was wrong. You have to use a fairy.
I forget, are you told that because of the great fairy whatever in the woods above the area, or what?
What are you talking about?
Like, how does the game hint at you that you're supposed to use a fairy?
For grandma?
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure.
Like, I forget if there's something like around the Great Fairy or about the Great Fairy. Someone says something about the Great Fairy on the island.
I don't remember. I don't know.
Well, now you need to play the game and find out, and just get to that point, and then you can stop.
Yeah. Well, I won't be playing Wind Waker this year. It's supposed to be Ratmus's year to play Wind Waker, although
Oh wow, that's a bunch of Minnesota.
I, with everything going on and with everything going on, and that's more like with our family. I mean, I didn't talk to Ratmus, but I'm not even sure what's going to happen this summer about streaming or anything. So I don't know.
All right, Virginia apparently has 94 cases. All right.
I mean, it's not like I've been wanting to look up how many cases are in Illinois, but I'm sure you could tell me.
288.
Well, there you go.
The ones that have been in my area, the people have been pretty intelligent about. One was a kid who came back from an international trip and immediately quarantined himself. So if he infected anyone, it was going to more likely be his close family. So I don't know if he spread any, but he was again very socially conscious. Another person in the area was an older individual who just got back from North Carolina, so he knows where he contracted it, kind of thing. And again, he had quarantined himself pretty early.
Those dirty North Carolinians.
Well, North Carolina has about the same amount as Virginia, like 94 to 97. It's really funny to look at the map, and like Colorado is just like terrible compared to like all the states around it. And that's because of Denver, probably.
I'm sure Illinois is so bad because of O'Hare, right?
Chicago in general, yeah. You have a very large airport. Same thing with like the Atlanta airport. Yeah, I mean, we have ports.
Is there a lot around major airports? I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Not only O'Hare is in an airport, but it's a large international airport. Like we have the Richmond Airport, but it's actually the Richmond International Airport. The only reason it's international is because there's like one plane that goes to the Bahamas.
Yeah, your airport is basically a joke.
What? Hey,
that asshole changed direction.
I think maybe you like made noise. Hey, you have to like mine because it's just less crowded and stuff. And like, I know you don't like security, but don't you feel like, hey, look, there's no one like breathing down my neck when it comes to the lines and stuff.
I mean, yeah, it's much better to go to an extremely uncrowded airport than it is to go to an extremely crowded airport. I'm guessing the answer is no, but do you know if there's any flights from Richmond to Milwaukee?
I think I've looked that up before, and I know what you're thinking, and I still am not doing it.
I figured, but I can still ask.
It's like, how do I spell Milwaukee?
How do you spell Milwaukee?
Oh, I got it.
The airport is called like something Bird Airport, I think.
There are no non-stop flights.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Pretty much they'd all be making a stop in O'Hare or one of the bigger airports.
Okay.
Maybe Atlanta, even. I think I looked up. It is something that I had. I don't remember if it was specifically Milwaukee, but I had looked up an airport slightly closer to Wisconsin, and I was like, it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But like money wise on how much the ticket would cost extra because it's an odder place to go, and then the amount of like travel like out of the way. Oh, that's right. I think I looked like Richmond to Green Bay, and it wasn't really worth it. What if you started burning like how Link starts burning when he walks in a fire?
I mean, I could disco granny it.
So what do you associate this song with?
What do you mean?
Like when you hear this song, what do you think about?
Think about this.
You should think about monkey torture. By the way, some of the stuff going on in other places with like people having to like not be all touristy and whatnot, and like there are rival gangs of monkeys who are usually fed by tourists, like taking over the city and stuff because they're not being fed by tourists anymore. And I'm just kind of like, if this isn't a good like example of this is why you shouldn't feed the wildlife, I don't know what is.
Damn it. Why is this giving me more problems than the stupid playground?
Because I'm distracting you. I'm super distracting. I like how the dots like whip around. Like when they turn, they're like whip. Lizard!
Hey, lizard.
Lizard, why are people in Florida still going to beaches? They do not nay nay. They don't got the hair for that. Okay, I'm glad to see that someone else is as angry as I am. When I saw that, I was like, what? Because it's kind of like everyone was doing their part, and then it's going to be ruined by the few that don't. It's like, I have to go out. Not because I need the money, it's because I can't afford to lose the job. It's like, could I afford several weeks of not getting paid? Actually, yes. Yes, I can afford that. But I can't afford being fired.
I did not get any spring water. Let's see if the rain makes it grow.
That's a good thing. In general, it's like we're doing the best we can. What? Okay, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. It's like my parents are in the uh whatever group, the endanger group, whatever that's called, I forget. But it's like they needed to drop the car off to get an oil change. Yep, that still needs to happen. Dad had to go and get his blood work drawn at the clinic. Yep, he had to do that. Now the clinic called back and was kind of like, you can call us to get your results. You don't have to come in for us to talk to you about it. And it's like, yes. What song are y'all talking about? Because this has to be song lyrics. Why don't these guys have the power to make, like, intruder alert sounds? Ah, thank you.
Well, I was talking about American Gladiators.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we were discussing, Ratmus. Speaking of things being tightly bound to other things, that was one thing I had to do today. We have laptops in those group study rooms that are like attached to these strong wires. Like we have ways of making it so that you can't just walk off with a laptop. It's kind of locked down onto the table and stuff. Well, in case we need to give those to faculty members, I needed to undo the entire thing. But they're very tightly bound by snipped off what are those called? What are those things that police use to bound people's hands, except not handcuffs, but the plastic things? Zip ties. And they're so tight that I can't like fit scissors in them. So I had to very carefully like saw at them with an X-Acto knife. And then I used a staple remover because it's thinner than scissors, and used it to snap it because it was brittle enough to snap. Well, see, that's not exactly the best. Like, the mask that people in the medical field use, and you can buy those, but the people in the medical field get those tested like monthly or like bi-monthly or something, or like every so many months to make sure that they specifically fit their faces. Like, and with gloves and stuff, it actually makes you like mess with stuff more. Like if I'm wearing a mask, I'm actually more likely to like touch my face adjusting my mask than I would not wearing a mask. I mean, the best thing is even not necessarily wearing like the mask and the gloves, it's keeping your distance from people. Like you can be in the public talking to people and somewhat interacting, just make sure you're not in their like immediate line of spit. It's kind of like I'm at a desk where people are going to be like talking with me and stuff, and I'm like, stay 6 feet away from me. You can come a bit closer to like put something on the desk that I need to like read, like your ID and stuff, but then step back.
Just wear a goddamn full hazmat suit, okay?
Yeah, Majora's Mask. Give me one of those. That'll help. You are indeed correct, Sonny. That will solve all the world's problems by giving it a different apocalyptic solution. Can you actually do this entire game without the Song of Soaring?
Yeah.
You want to do that? Challenge.
Fuck no.
You want to do that? Challenge. You want to do that? Do you want to do that?
I'm ignoring you.
You like doing that.
I need a BRB. If anyone has to leave during the break, bye. Thanks for being here.
I just went and measured. But sometimes when you say arm length, you don't usually mean both arms sometimes. You just mean one arm. So, like, one arm for me is not that much. Okay, I understand. Okay, now I'm getting where you're going, Lizard, because I was very confused. Because I was not thinking of an arm extent. You talking about something beyond an arm extension. Now I understand. So why do you keep killing yourself?
It's your fault.
Is it because I'm short?
Apparently I have no idea what decker sticks are.
That's it.
Magic.
Hi, Doom.
Hey Doom, how's it going?
Wait, did you actually hit the statue?
Nope.
You should hit the statue.
What about Kevin 2?
There's another one?
Here we go again. Alright, so Doom, you want to update us on your job, if anything? I got an update on DK's job. It's all over Twitter.
Have I even looked at Twitter?
Don't look at Twitter. It's a hive of scum and villainy.
I was so busy I wasn't checking Twitter today. Like, this has made me the busiest I've ever been at my job. Or my full-time employment job that started in January. It's like, I have so much stuff to do. And tomorrow it's like, I need to work 8 hours from home. Well, guess what? There is shit for me to do. Because I have all sorts of stuff to learn. Like, people have been emailing about all the things about teleworking that we'll need to do, and I'm just kind of like, I can't focus on this now. I need to focus on things I need to do here at work, like on site. I can do that Friday morning.
I never struck the owl statue in the swamp.
Well, starting next week, Doom, I will only be on site once a week, and I'll be telecommuting the rest of the week.
First of all, when I read that as my boss said it's not unusual, and then I thought of that song. And then every time I see the word I just think telekinesis.
Yes, I've said teleworking several times, and he's like, telekinesis.
Yes, all the kids should still work at their construction jobs, even during this crisis, clearly.
I hope Steffi has been reading up on this stuff where everyone's like, don't try and teach your child for 6 hours a day. That's not how homeschooling works. Which is totally true. A big reason why school is so long is because you're trying to teach multiple people something all at once versus one child at home. You don't need that much time.
What if you only had one child to teach, but that child was left behind?
Why'd you name your child Left Behind? Why did you not hit that one earlier?
don't know.
You're forgetting all sorts of shit. Get your shit together.
Probably your fault.
Your fault.
Probably the virus's fault. Heh.
Wait. No, I guess Lizard's a mod in my channel. He's not a mod in your channel. Can you want to mod Lizard? Just for the funsies?
That's Lizard's alternate account.
Oh, I was like, oh, sure, Lizard was a mod. And that's why I was like, wait a second. Hi, Zelda. Are you telecommuting yet?
Are you telekinetic yet?
Telekinesing yet?
Zoda, I wanted to...
Are you coding with your mind?
Yes. Zoda, I just wanted to say thank you, well, because you've posted a couple comments on my Indiana Beach pictures, and I'm glad that, you know, some people are enjoying looking at those pictures, especially when you said, wow, that's a great pic.
You did get that heart piece, right?
So thank you.
Because I just marked it off. You did get it, right?
From the guy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. So right now, I have to get that Gossip Stone heart piece. I'll probably kill a Dodongo for 50 rupees.
Let's see. Considering how many pictures Rockman has of that place, maybe he can just go on for years.
If I posted
Did you hear my sarcasm? Have you done it? Why haven't you posted a picture of the owl yet?
I'm getting a call from potential spam. Why haven't
you should post a picture of the owl.
What, that little owl?
The owl.
Pretty sure I showed that on stream. And
I don't care.
it's not really interesting.
I remember the owl. The owl was there when I was there. And I was like, there's an owl there. It's not alive.
It was an owl statue that I forgot to hit with a sword, clearly.
I remember for a couple of years, my brother's Christmas gift to my mom was quickly typing up this report for her. So she would bring work home and he would type it up for her. And that was her Christmas present.
Thankfully.
Because he was a faster typer.
Thankfully, no, Doom. So, let's see if you guys find this funny. At the beginning of the stream, I was planning on doing the Coffee and Andrew side quest. So I got a couple of heart pieces. And then it was almost time for me to pick up the room key. And I got some rupees because I wanted to do the Swordman School later. So I was going to play the inverted Song of Time to return the flow of time to normal. But instead, I played the Song of Time and hit A and saved.
It was hilarious because he was like, no! Like the world had just ended when he, in fact, actually saved the world.
So, I mean, yeah, thankfully I was not in the middle of the Coffee and Andrew quest or anything. I hadn't started it yet. I was about to.
I was like, you could do worse things.
But I've just been brain farting all over the place today.
Well, I'm brain dead, so... I'm, like, slowly getting less brain dead, because it's been enough time past work, but... Damn. I'm thinking so much for work that it, like, my brain can't process.
Whoa, the real lizard?
Ah!
I thought
Well, you know that's why he disappeared, because he was like, ... and he was like, this is unacceptable! You know that's what he did, right?
I thought he deleted that account forever, he told me.
That's what you hear, but that's not actually what happened. He was probably like, I'm never entering this channel again with it because I like my other doodads and whatnots and hoo-hums.
Oh, by the way, does anyone notice my name in this game?
No. That's not actually what you think.
No, it's not Ben Drowned, and it's not Ben Skywalker. Maybe Doom. Do you know which Ben it is named after? It's not Ben Vereen.
Doom's like, I'm not paying attention because I don't like this game.
Yes, Ben Stone.
Bend over. Ha! I love it.
Because, yes, a rave calling. I like naming Link after a character from a TV show that I'm currently watching. I wanted to name it after a character from Manifest because that's a show that Doom and I think Ratmus watch. Then there's a lot of characters on that show, but one of the main characters is Ben. So I'm like, I freaking have to name him Ben. And then like in the first stream, like I forgot to tell or notice, forgot to tell chat when Doom was here. Oh, and I still forgot the Gossip Stone event.
Hello, Poodles. They're not going to know what to do. Since tomorrow's my first day of teleworking, whatever, telekinesing. And they're just going to be like, you're home, let's do stuff. And I'll be like, nope. I'm working.
$2,000 out of the 5,000.
You know what I'm going to be working on? I'll work on making my emails all pretty. I might even make myself a, what are those things you end emails with? Signature thing. I might finally make myself one of those. Been lazy about it.
Isn't there a hole over here, or did I go the complete wrong direction?
I remember when we were watching the Gaming Guru play this, and he just used the Goron mask to go fast everywhere, and then he never had magic.
Yes, because you'll never let it go. I don't know. There's supposed to be a hole around here that I didn't have to bomb. I don't know where the fuck it is. Should have been there. Couldn't find it.
Look for bugs flying around.
Oh, wait, I have to go to all 4 holes. Shit.
But you're just forgetting everything, aren't you?
Who let the dogs out?
Where is this? Interesting. Huh. There's some other complications with it, but yeah. But yeah, and then there's giganticism, which is also very different.
Gigantor.
Is this now Fish's stream? Hmm.
Where's the damn hole that's supposed to be here? I mean, why couldn't I find this earlier?
Probably because you're running in the middle and not close enough to a side thing.
Yes. Well, right after this, I'm doing the dungeon because
There's nothing else to do.
I've done everything I can, except save 3,000 rupees up, and I'm obviously not going to do that. So as we look at the checklist, the next heart piece is you need to clear Woodfall Temple. The next item/upgrade, you need to get all the fairies. And the next mask, you need to clear Woodfall Temple. So guess what? It's time to clear Woodfall Temple.
Why don't you just bomb jump over to the ocean?
I think you need to be a Goron to do that.
Ah, shit. Oh, is there another way you can get into Goron Village? Without the bow?
Not that I know of.
How to cure yourself. It's so simple. You take a hairdryer and block the air intake on it, and then have it blow in your face and your face. Huh? Huh? I love how it has nothing to do with don't touch your face and wash your hands. Are Californians doing the same thing as Floridians and going to the beach?
Yes, because they're all Malibu.
That's like how in that movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, and they're all about Windex.
The important thing to DK is not what the current California governor says, but what Arnold Schwarzenegger says, because he's God according to DK. But in today's afternoon stream, we learned that by the transitive property, Batman is God, and therefore, since Morgan Freeman is God, Morgan Freeman is Batman. He also met him in Batman Begins.
By the way, Lizard, since I finally managed to look it up, the Marfan syndrome is a connective tissue disorder, which is it's a genetic disorder. Giganticism is typically a growth hormone disorder. So it's obviously being larger, but different things cause the largeness.
Ralphie. Something stinks in here. Sure does. Ralphie. Date rape. When would I ever name a game file date rape? I mean, come on. Oh, wait a minute. It was the blue flu. Ralphie.
That just sounds like they all had jaundice and just needed some sunlight.
It could have been. Ralphie.
It's like, I actually don't mind that idea of a cure, because sometimes the cure is go outside. They might have been lacking vitamin D. It could have been like a vitamin D deficiency or that might have caused something or was helping to.
Ralphie.
I don't know what vitamin D deficiencies do, but hey, it's something else I can think of. I love the guy who had no idea this was going on because he was on some long meditation retreat and then came back to the world and was like, "What the fuck?" And I'm just kind of like, dude, just go back to your retreat. Just go back into severe meditation.
But lizard, isn't that what lizards love to do?
It would probably feel like it was hours. And I suspect they got sunburned. Not 4 hours, 4 hours! What 4 hours are you talking about? Forewarn all the people that 4 hours.
She's making herself laugh.
4 score and how many hours ago? It's 5 spooky for me.
I just fucking broke my only Deku stick.
Yay! You weren't here the time that Ketz was desperately trying to do a thing in the Deku tree and he needed a Deku stick, but he was trying not to kill any of the Deku Babas, but he didn't know that he needed a Deku stick, and we're just all watching him like, why doesn't he just kill the freaking Deku Baba? Is she going, wee, wee, woo?
That's easy. One of them has Johnny Depp and one of them doesn't, right? One of these has got to be a Deku stick, right? No.
Is there a Deku Baba around somewhere?
Down. It just gave me nuts.
Down? Go out and come back out. Go in and out again.
That guy gave me a stick, even though it should have been the other way around.
Got sticks and nuts in your pants.
Please.
You don't got a stick or a nut in your pants. There, I fixed it. Lizard, I think that works for male humans too.
Still more of them.
That's a very good sound.
Ralphie. Hey, at least Disney parks will still be open again someday. Unlike certain other people's amusement parks. Is that like Hitler should stay dead? I've never fucked that up before. Magic. Why? Why you no give me magic? Why? Why does it keep giving me rupees? Damn necessity pots. How am I not hitting this? Now it's not soft serve anymore. Ralphie.
Wait, so you got double the ice cream, or you just have double the cups?
Potato pizza.
Yeah, I still don't understand potato pierogies because I'm kind of like, why do you put starch in a dough? Because the other thing is potato pizza. It's like, why do you put starch on a dough?
Because it's fucking delicious.
But it's starch and starch, starch. Arch.
Oh, now I'm hungry and I want potato pierogies and potato pizza. Ralphie. Ralphie. I almost forgot something. Doom, did you hear the good news? Hawaiian pizza has been banned in Canada. People are rejoicing in the streets.
Hey, look, pineapple and cheese.
Apparently some big pizza chain in Canada did some survey among their customers of like, should we keep or get rid of pineapple on pizza, and like over 50% said get rid of it, so they took it off the menu, which I herald as a great day for sanity in Western civilization. And I want to thank Jam's fellow countrymen for this incredible show of awesomeness. Having a lot of trouble Z-targeting enemies for some reason so far.
Although I perfectly understand why people are making so many comments on having to have their children home and teaching them and how hard it is, I'm very confused because it's like, you know what? It's like my parents were constantly helping me with my homework and teaching me throughout school. It's like I was learning as much from them to reinforce what I was learning in school.
Your situation is not the norm.
Why? Because my parents are librarians and refuse to accept the fact that if I had a question, I was going to get an answer.
Yes.
Even if the answer was, I don't know. Like, as in a, like, why is there a God? They would actually have sat me down and talked about the different philosophical points. Going, we overall don't know. But here are some people's answers.
Most kids would just get beaten or told to go outside.
Nope, I was given answers.
Not to mention the fact that the way they teach kids these days is stupid and has nothing to do with the way I was taught, just like Steffi was saying.
Well, see, for me, that needs to be based on flexibility on your part, because even the like, oh, the teacher's teaching them this way, to some extent, occasionally it's your child will learn differently than you. So as the person who understands the concept, you should be able to adapt your thinking on it in order to explain it in various ways. Did I use too many big words for you?
Yep.
All right.
You know, it's like my brain is turning to mush right now.
I also have parents who both have some sort of educational degree each. Like, my mom has, her bachelor's was like teaching history, and then she got her library degrees. My father got a psychology degree as his bachelor's and then library degree, but he has a master's in adult teaching.
Ralphie.
It's like,
Ralphie.
I mean, I've told you before how exacting I learned my spelling words, right?
Yes, and how you forgot them the moment you went out the door because of the
No. Not only that. I wasn't going there. I mean, like day one, I would just kind of practice like being able to look at it and like spelling it out and stuff and maybe writing it down and like by Thursday and Friday, after like every single night taking specific time out to spell through words over and over, both orally and writing them down, like I could spell all of them orally leaving the house. It was like I didn't do that on my own. Like my parents actively were there helping me with my homework. And that just, I don't understand how parents don't do that. Yeah. Okay, so Lizard had this similar experience.
I assume that my parents must have done that, but I have no memory of that. It was probably when I was really young that they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, yeah.
But by the time I was old enough, like I don't remember them helping. And on spelling tests, me and my friends would just cheat.
Yeah, it's kind of like it evolved and was different. Like by the time I had spelling tests in what 4th or 5th grade, but I still leaving the house. They would ask me each and every single word, and I could repeat them and spell them correctly.
Neodramon.
I was overread. Like, how do you not read to your what?
I also don't remember being read to, although I must have.
Oh, you probably, your mom reads enough, like just reading that she did. She totally did. Like I don't remember too many stories, but I mean, a lot of that reading you do as a child, like there's a reason we have classic nursery rhymes and stuff. They actually are rhythmic and speech patterns and stuff that teach various things that you can't verbalize as easily.
Yo mama, yo mama.
Well, that would be infuriating, Doom, and I'm sure you were kind of like, no.
I really like to get those hearts. Is he? What? With this Z targeting not working. You should point out when he was sucking a Galaga. Clearly.
You are wrong. But it says he cheats. Like you did on your... He heard that you cheated on your spelling test, so this is his payback. He was like, this is a bad, bad boy. He needs to be punished for all the bad deeds he did.
Yo mama, yo mama.
You do realize he's humping the air and gyrating his hips while he's saying yo mama, right?
Now he's dead.
You killed your father.
Father? The time I forgot to pick up this heart container.
Was it for this boss?
I think so.
See, and I'm also reading some other ones. I think one of the best methods to learn things is to have them explain something to you. And then if you catch something wrong, you can fix it and explain it. But having them talk about it is more reinforcing.
Somebody put that water buffalo out of his misery.
Don't you mean he'll be killed like Iago?
There's Lizard, your question made me think of something that I think
Oh, wait.
is in the strategy guide.
Wait, is that how you spell Iago's name?
Yes. But don't ask me about that play because I never read it or saw it. Let's see here.
Iago is like the dick of Othello, and he's like the one who lives.
Hey, Saucy Mike, how's it going?
One of the most corrupt, horrible individuals, and he's the one who lives in the end. And you're just kind of like, I don't like this at all.
So, in the back of my strategy guide, where it lists all the masks and the descriptions and how to get them, for each of the boss remains masks, it says that this specific boss remains mask is awarded as proof that you've defeated that boss and cleared that temple. You cannot use this mask. That's all it says, so deal with it. You graduated uni early, you guess. Are you sure you don't have more online classes?
GG, Saucy Mike, I guess. It's like, I'm fully understanding of people going like, well, if we stop teaching you, then we kind of have to let you pass.
Remember that time she fell on the ice?
But at the same time, I'm busy kind of like, y'all can't have some sort of test-ish thing? Something? I don't know.
You got my message about Top Chef, right? That's on the
Yes.
Nice.
I did manage to read that, but I just didn't respond to it because I was just so when I was at work.
I know you'll watch it in several days from now on demand or something. I'm
Probably,
sure.
Yeah. Those to me are the best English classes or literature classes. It's like you don't sit in the class and read the damn book. You read the book for homework, and then you sit there and you discuss stuff, and that's stuff that you actually like. Hey, it's teaching critical thinking and reading interpretation-y crap things that English majors BS. But in a sense, the English major is BS stuff is important in the sense of thinking outside the box and proving points.
For how much, Zoda?
I really wish I had as a music major. I was
$20.
Oh yeah.
She should be worth $200. Come on. What the hell does the guy do with the Deku Princess after you sell it to him? I bet he fucking drinks it like it was a poet. That sick fuck.
I hope you can maybe like record some stuff, Mike, or something during this time period. Even not necessarily like really good sound recording, but like taking videos and stuff.
You should record your recital performance and post it online for us to hear.
in one of my English classes, we were reading. I don't think it was Tom Sawyer. What's the other one?
Huck Finn.
Hook Fit. Yeah, that one in class. And as you know, it has a very specific word littered all throughout the book, and I'm like, oh dear God. Please don't let a chapter or a paragraph or something that I read have that, because I'm just going to be in like autopilot mode and I'm going to say it out loud. Because everyone just kind of like paused and then moved on whenever they ran into the word. And I'm like, I'm not going to pause. I'm just going to say it. I know it.
Hey, Manana.
I know it can be that bad. Hey, Manana. Just going to gig my recital for someone once this will. Okay, that's good. Not enough cats. He did not. He named it after a character in... I can't remember. Wait, it's there. It's like right in front of my face, and I can't... It's on the tip of my tongue. It's something... Crap. It's a show. Damn it! Crap, missed it.
Song, you won't come to Wisconsin, right? So, Doom, how about you? You want to come to Wisconsin with me?
Yeah, Doom. Do you want to go to O'Hare Airport? And whatever other airport in California you would leave from?
He can get a flight straight into Milwaukee. Go to St. Louis. DK will pick you up and drive you to Chicago. Can these scrubs tell if you're flying over the top of the walls like the Gerudo? I think not.
Airport? Yes, airport.
I wonder if Cobra would visit me if he drove himself.
Yeah, Rockman did try and convince me to drive. I told him to look up the distance between our houses.
Again, I didn't try to convince you. I'm just trying to throw out any kind of other fucking option that will obviously be shot down anyways.
13.5-hour drive.
Now it's time for another everyone's favorite part of this game.
Yeah, they're a thing. And one on your head would hurt a crap ton. But, yeah, they're a thing, Monado. Go shave your legs and tell me how you feel in a couple days. Yeah, they can be. So, yeah, you had a very bad one then. Sorry about that. They're usually not that bad or cause that much inconvenience, but you can get a very bad one. Yeah, I figured if it was that large. I don't know if people want to continue hearing about this though.
I can't even read chat because I need to concentrate on this.
But yes, when it comes to hair follicles, especially in your head, sometimes it is several hairs coming out of like one specific area. So yeah. Yes, Rockman's Discord notifications go off on his just by audio. Wait, did you get the spin attack?
From the ferry? No. That's where I'm going to go next.
I was supposed to say it's like I didn't remember it.
I went here first. I mean, Song, do you want to tell them about my ingrown hairs?
On your face?
Yes.
I mean, you constantly shave, but sometimes you miss a spot. And then I took some tweezers to it, and you did not like that. And I was like, too bad.
No, I miss a lot of spots because my razor isn't good. I need to buy a new razor pretty soon.
Yeah, no, with what you have, Monado, you would need to, I say lance it, but not like lance it with a scalpel. Just lance it with something sharp to reduce the pressure. That's good. That'd be good.
again.
Hey, Rockman, if you wore the Great Fairy's mask in the Great Fairy's fountain when it's all split up, does it glow? I think that means it doesn't work right.
I don't think they're.
I think it probably
all.
only works in dungeons, but still.
Yeah, I never thought to even do that, so.
It is one of the questions that. Lizard is a phone call.
My lizard's not a phone. I mean, isn't there a lot of out of bounds stuff with fairy fountains? Maybe in this game and in Ocarina of Time, because like all the fairy fountains are like connected or something. And,
I don't know.
I think so.
By the way, should I scare Minato and talk about ingrown toenails? Because those are also a thing. Not very fast because he doesn't like to not save. Oh, wait, was something just announced? And where's Doom? Because Doom was planning to go to work.
Well, I'm sure Doom's work is considered essential, just like GameStop. All GameStop employees in California are expected to still go to work, Zoda, because they're essential. And they're gonna start fights with the cops.
Wow, literally 42 minutes ago. Wow. Statewide.
Why do you keep saying that, Ratmus? So now I need to shoot what's-her-face, or if I do, she'll never forgive me. Oh wait, she's not... I really hate this, Zoda. I think that if you complete Woodfall Temple, then the bitch should not be lost in the forest. She should automatically be back here. But That's not the case, is it? That is so stupid. And that's the second fucking day, so everything's fucked.
Essential services, so grocery stores, pharmacies, and banks will stay open.
Yeah, Doom is bigger B.
Yeah. Because I'm... Damn.
Like, I don't see anything on Twitter.
I mean, it was whatever 42 minutes ago, so...
Okay, but I see it on... Yeah. Wait. Oh my god, where's Doom? Somebody from Lost has the virus.
Huh, Burger King's offering free kids meals. That's actually a good thing. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not all over Twitter yet.
Good luck saving everyone's business.
Well, the executive order does have certain provisions in it, like no one can be evicted and some other things.
So,
Doom,
Doom,
I don't think you're going to work tomorrow.
Doom, two things happened while you were gone. One, California announced that everyone has to stay at home, although I don't know what that means for your job. Two, Daniel Day Kim from Lost has the coronavirus.
You can tell which one Rockman's more concerned about.
But don't worry, though, because all of the GameStop employees in California will still be expected to work according to GameStop Corporate, because they're essential
Wait, what did
retail
you
business.
tell us?
Now, how am I going to get a red potion?
Why are they suspending motor vehicle inspections? This is Virginia.
Because your vehicles might have the virus.
Actually, I think it's to keep people from going out to get it.
But don't you not have to even leave your car?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I wanted to grab this bush and throw it at her. Oh my god. Wow, I had no idea where this bitch was. That was total fucking luck. You're not at all what you make yourself out to be. those of you who were not here for the afternoon stream, Ratmus beat Calamity Ganon in less than an hour of the stream. So next Thursday, the plan is for us to start Super Mario Odyssey. Sure. Again with the bushes. I have no idea which direction anything was. Tomorrow's the day we go to the grocery store, and my mom's big, wonderful plan that I'm not allowed to argue with is that she's going to go by herself early in the morning so that she can get there before everyone else. And I'm like, that plan's stupid. And she's like, I don't care, I'm doing it. Write down what you want me to get. And I'm like, how the fuck am I going to write down what I want you to get if I don't even know what they have?
Is your area not enacting some of the senior hours? Senior shopping hours?
But not that I know of.
I actually really appreciate that grocery stores are doing that. I think it's great. Yeah.
I heard that was like Walmart. This is not Walmart.
As Doom says, Walmart, Publix here is doing it. Probably Publix in Florida as well. I think Kroger might be here in Virginia. A lot of Virginia places will be doing it. Disabled customers will probably be included in that. I'm not sure. They usually don't specify disabled, but disabled would probably be included. But it's kind of like disability is a hard one because many people are disabled, but sometimes
like
you
Roy.
can't see the disabilities as well. Like if your disability is maybe lung capacity or something, and walking really would affect you. I don't know if the stores would require something because they are trying to. They have to keep the number of people down so that it really is open for people who are slower and need more space between them and stuff. I don't know. I mean, pretty much the only thing I'll need to be going out to buy at a store would be meat and produce because I have got staples up my butt for stuff to cook.
Believe me, she does.
Why are you talking about my butt staples?
Why are you talking about your butt staples?
Did I tell, like, that's actually, so my dad had a very bad thing of diverticulitis when I was, like, around 5th grade. And so they had to slice him from, like, sternum to wherever down there.
Stem to
and
stern.
so he doesn't even have a belly button anymore because the scar tissue scarred over it. But they did staple him back together. It was interesting seeing my dad's stapled stomach.
Why do we need to hear this? This is gross.
You're welcome. But yeah, they staple you back together.
I stepped on a staple the other day.
Yeah, well, I used a staple remover to break apart those zip ties today. Well, Minato, considering your age and the fact that you live with your parents probably should be the ones at the grocery store, not you. Like if you have people, like for me, it's like I'm going to the grocery store because my parents should not. Like, if you have people to go to the grocery store for you, they should be the ones going, not you. Your brother stepped on a bug. I don't know what type of bug, he doesn't specify.
No, he didn't. That's a joke.
Oh. Well, he probably did step on a bug. I step on bugs all the time.
After his issues with what?
What issues? Oh, the diverticulitis.
Oh. Okay. No, but like I was in my bedroom. I have no idea why there's a staple on the ground, and I stepped on something that I could feel like it was an ouchy thing. Like I thought it was like a like a splinter or something, and like it was stuck in my sock. And I was like, I gotta get this out of my sock. It's something bad. And then I pull out a staple, and it's like, luckily it didn't go any further from the sock because that would have really sucked.
I stepped, like, I swear, like, one time just stepping in my house, it looked like to be like the little tiny plastic tip of one of the prongs of a plastic disposable fork, and it jabbed right in the ball of my foot. I still have the scar from it. That was weird and bizarre, and I think my parents made me go get a tetanus shot.
Yeah.
Because we were kind of looking at it and we were like, this looks like like a tip of a plastic prong of a fork. It was really weird. I mean, it was years ago, but
Okay, so I returned all fairies to the fairy fountain. I got the Mask of Sense. And I got the improved vote course heart piece, which means I'm just going to go ahead and save right now. Alright, well, Doom is going to be live in about 14 minutes or so. So we'll see what things that I can get done in that amount of time. Do I really want to do shooting galleries right now? Not really.
do you ever want to do this? No.
I'd rather do them than the Deku Playground. Honey and Darling. Unless I advance to Goron Land, the only hard pieces I can get from shooting galleries are Honey and Darling. I guess we'll advance to Goron Land. I'm going the complete wrong direction. I need arrows. well, it's like it'd be like Zelda World, and then inside Zelda World, there's like instead of Fantasyland and Tomorrowland, it would be Goron Land and Zora Land, right? No one would ever go to Rito Land. Does it have upskirt bird cooter? I think the last time I played an N64 game on stream, I think it was Star Fox 64, and like the whole stream, I had a rumble pack connected, but like I never even noticed that it wasn't rumbling. And then at the end of the stream, I was like, this doesn't work. Like, the batteries in both my rumble packs were dead. So by the way, before I started Majora's Mask, I put brand new batteries in this rumble pack, and it does work. Hylians, Ritos, GTFO. Alright, see you soon, Doom. Spoilers. Hylians, Ritos, Koroks, Kokiris, Aurora, Gorons, Gerudos. What else is he missing?
Were the Magma's dogs?
Magmas from Skyward Sword.
And then, but I mean, if you're gonna go with Koroks and Kokiri as separate races, then we have the Kikwis as well. What other incarnations are the forest folk? Lorulians from Link Between Worlds.
Tingle is its own species, right?
Would we consider the people from that place of the hooligans and Link Between Worlds? Would that be a race?
Hooligans in A Link Between Worlds?
The village of terrible people. Not A Link Between Worlds, A Link to the Past.
But
the Dark World people.
Those are either just enemies or they're people, or they're Hylians who got turned into those things by the golden power. So I would say they're just Hylians.
Mm-hmm.
I thought well, fairies. Fairies is its own race, I think.
Yeah, I could go with that. You could argue bokoblins and moblins to an extent, since they show some intelligence of communication.
Yeah, I mean, getting into enemies.
Yetis. Yetis.
Yeah, I guess we only know about 2 Yeti snowman as far as I know, but this is Wolfie, ladies and gentlemen. He has a new coat.
Skyward Sword also has the electric people who, again, are an intelligent race species, but not necessarily organic.
The robots?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
To an extent. I mean, they seem to produce original thought.
I would say they are a race, yeah, and they're not enemies, so. So is this owl an intelligent race? Fuck him.
Wiley.
Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. I always pronounced it Twilly or Twilight. I don't know. Of course, when Ratmus and I were, I was gonna say kids, but we were teenagers when Ocarina of Time came out. For some reason, we just pronounced Deku as Deku. That's just the way we did it. Do I need to care about money and shit? Probably not. Well, I mean, most of the ones that we're naming now are pretty minor.
You could kind of argue the dragons, but the dragons are like special incarnations of the same spirit.
We're like talking about really minor races or races that only appeared in one game. I think you got the major ones. Let's just ignore that guy. Let's just ignore that guy.
Did you hear my one about the dragons?
Yeah.
Because those are almost like legendary creatures that just reappear.
And when you first said dragons, I was thinking about the boss from Twilight Princess, but you're talking about the ones from Skyward Sword.
Not only Skyward Sword, but those would almost encompass as well the light, the spirits of light from Twilight Princess, and a few of the other, like Lord Jabu Jabu, and some of the other more. Occasionally, they take on the form of bosses.
You might say divine beasts.
No, you did see. I took you around to all the big old carcasses, skeletons, and Breath of the Wild.
Right.
Oh, wouldn't the Akana be a different race from this game?
I don't know. And Lizard, if they are, then I guess they've been like corrupted or turned into enemies by Ganon or something.
Steffi just went live.
Steffi live in this economy? Or is it say she's playing,
I don't know.
We'll find out. Spoilers, I may have been told that was a possibility hours ago.
Uh-huh. Where would they
I would have to just go to the channel.
No, I do not want Song of Luck. No, I don't want Stimpy. Goodness.
They haven't streamed in too long.
Doom? Doom. Eternal. Doom.
Yeah, they said something about that coming out this weekend. I don't know. Maybe it's out early or something.
Boss. Yeah, our iron knuckles are race.
No, those are enemies.
What about the witches? What are the witches?
See, Monado, the can of worms that you've opened here?
We could start talking about horse races. Goron races. Doggy races. Your favorite heart piece.
Wait, I was gonna stop here, but now I'm thinking maybe I should. It's gonna be annoying to have to get back here. I guess I should at least get the song.
I was supposed to say, have you hit the stone? Because then it's not annoying at all.
Well, would have to climb up here with the lens.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah. Alright, I guess I will get the Goron's Lullaby and then stop. And despite Steffi going live, I think I'll read him. I'm not sure the song is going to leave me because she doesn't want to hear two streams at once.
Nope.
I am also hungry. This is the right way. Tomorrow is Friday, and Song will be streaming Final Fantasy VI again, yay. And I assume Saturday as well. So I probably won't stream again until Tuesday when we will continue this game. I gotta talk to the damn kid first.
Millennials are not partying. We and our anxiety issues are holed up working from home, watching Hulu, and yelling at our parents not to go outside. It's Gen Z you want. That is kind of true, because they're the ones who are coming of age.
It is pretty true. I don't agree with people on where the distinction lies.
That's because you don't like the fact that you're borderline millennial.
Most certainly not.
Yes, and technically you are. You and your brother are like right on the borderline years between Gen X and Millennial. That's why you happen to share traits with both sides. Am I being angrily typed at now?
No, I'm typing the years that I think should be considered the generations, and you're going to say, oh no, that's totally wrong. Well, this is what I think they should be. I'm not spelling millennial correctly, so just put MIL.
See, they typically give oh god. This chart is saying something like it's giving the generation you would be in a different name. So we have Generation X, and then they go Zillennials with an X, and then Millennials. It's just ridiculous. But it's also kind of spanning the correct ways. For Generation X, you are somewhat correct for the mid 1960s until pretty much when you were born, actually be in the earlier 1980s. And then you have that period where you and Ratmus kind of are, that you two are your own generation where you share traits with both X, because you're young X's but early millennials. So you'll actually do share traits with both. I'm clearly millennial, and my brother is more millennial, being from early 80s to early 90s. And then Gen Z is like mid 90s to 2010s.
See, that's ridiculous. Then they keep getting smaller. A generation is 20 years.
No, a generation is characterized by things other than years like that. Because yeah, you're saying millennial is way longer. Millennials don't go to 2005. Millennials stop in the mid 90s.
That doesn't make any sense. A generation's 20 years, not 10.
It's part of it is the technology boom. Because what's denoting very vast differences with our generation is the technology that we used in school is drastically changing how we learn and how we think and react. Which is why many things between you and I are different. Many things are the same, but many things are different because I had more access to computers than you did. But I didn't even have as much access to computers as the people who were born in the mid 90s on. They had even more access to technology than I did. Because yeah, the generations are getting smaller and more defined, and it's because of technology.
It's because of people want buzzwords to piss people off.
Well, there's also the fact that right now, younger generations portray more variations. When they get older and there's less of them, they're going to show things differently. Like, we're going to mishmash and become more alike as we get older, versus being younger, we're going to show differences more readily. Just kind of like when you're young and talking to someone 5 years older than you, there's this like huge, vast, different change of knowledge, versus you and I are 10 years apart and we can hold perfectly decent conversations on an equal level. Like, we couldn't do that a couple years ago. Like take us 10 years back and our differences would have been vast. The older we get, our differences get smaller. That actively is like a known thing to happen. The older you get, the less age matters and the more like alike you are. Does that make sense? Like, you're going to be surprised in a couple of years. You're probably going to have decent conversations with your cousins, Nina and Ethan. Like, the older they get, probably in their late 20s, early 30s, you're going to actually be able to hold a conversation with them.
I have no intention of holding a conversation with them.
But I'm saying you will be able to. Not if you want to, but you will actually be able to, because the differences of your ages will not matter. Because it's kind of like when I was a kid, I couldn't hold a good conversation with my dad's cousins. Now I can. It's like I can hold a decent conversation with someone who's in their 60s. Like I have gained professional respect from my co-workers who have worked there longer.
Bye, Remus. I'll just have to get them done, Gerald, later.
So have I talked too much? I don't agree with you even though you're making sound arguments. Okay, we can stop now. There, did I end our conversation? If you really want, I could find scientific evidence of what I'm saying, but it's going to take a bit of research. But I could do it.
You said some
Hey,
things.
I thought you said you weren't going back there.
Back where?
Did I see them? Wait, is this a new one? Said you were never going to her again. How could you do this to me?
I fucking lied, okay? Shit. Okay, I want to make sure that the checklist is okay and I can save and I haven't forgotten anything.
Do you want to get 100 more monies?
No, I'm done. Like, some of the stuff you said made sense, and that's fine, but I still don't agree about this whole shrinking of the generation stuff. It is true, though, that people generally born after around 1995, I have a hard time dealing with them.
All right, I will accept this as an answer. You do know that often I don't necessarily need you to agree, but I do like to hear that, yes, you have made a sound argument, can actually be an answer, and I'm happy.
No, what you want is for me to go to sleep and then come back in the next day and say I was wrong and you were right.
Well, yeah, that's gonna happen anyway.
That's why I'm telling you, no, I don't want to. You're not, and I don't want to, and no.
It's totally gonna happen. Shut up. Stop manipulating me.
That's the end of the stream, everyone. We're going to raid Doom, I guess. So, I'm getting a freaking advertisement out of his channel. Alright.